video games have always been a massive inspiration, and certainly for the filmmaking in this movie and the kind of movie that it is in general.
Your background comes from video games,
Mm-hmm.
and that feels very video game.
Mm-hmm.
Was that like intentional, or do you think subconsciously that is the types of stories that you gravitate towards and wanted to tell it that
it's
way?
both those things. I took as much inspiration from my experience playing Half-Life 2 and Last of Us and Uncharted as I did from the movies that I watched. And I find first-person shooters, first-person games, to be less immersive than third-person games. Even though first-person game, you are the character. It is you. But I feel like when we're linked to a character and watching their behavior, I can then relate and identify and feel more for that than when it's you, it's me. So yeah, video games have always been a massive inspiration, and certainly for the filmmaking in this movie and the kind of movie that it is in general. Yeah, I mean, lucky to have Neil Scanlon, JJ was doing Force Awakens at the same time we were doing this, so we had his help in designing, and I was hell-bent on making these things organic, and JJ was hell-bent on there being tech and armor associated with them, just to feel like was good, with sentience to how they travel to our planet, if they're just animalistic. And so it became a designers listening to two directors with different ideas, like, oh, what if it's bioorganic, like biotech-y. I kept on referencing to, once we got there, I brought up, as you guys will be, I brought up Gears of War, that are like, I love the idea that like the spaceship is like some space creature that like, instead of like pulling the rudder on a boat, it's like pulling on its organ will make it turn left or right. So it's like grafted on the tech on top of its organism so that's why it's got a mouth and it's whatever. And same thing with the little dog alien is like, it's armored on the front and then it's organic on the inside. As a joke, our post supervisor said it would be funny if like we put a mailbox in there and she hits it and it says like 10 Cloverfield Lane, and we're all like, and then like it got quiet and we were like, actually,
that's a good idea.